Hi guys, I just wanted to go over today's assignment. So this is the 20.3 Google form. Let me see, it's 20.3 Google form. I noticed that some of you guys were having a little bit of trouble with it, so I just wanted to give you a short video to talk about how we can actually do these problems. So what we want to do is we want to use the distributive property. We're actually using kind of like the opposite of the distributive property. So we want to think about it as like, let's look at an example with just regular numbers. Say 4 times 3 minus 2 times 3. Say we have this right here. Do we notice how we have two products, right? We have 4 times 3 here, and then we have a 2 times 3 here. Both of these products are being multiplied by this 3 right here. So the opposite of the distributive property would say we can actually pull that 3 out of both of those products. So if I pull that 3 out to the front, what I am going to be left with is just this 4 minus this 2. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this 3 and I am pulling it out. Taking the 3, pulling it out. So all I have left is just 4 minus 2. If we look at that, we're going to have 3 times 4 minus 2 is 2, which is equal to 6. If we had taken a look at this top one, let's see if we would have ended up with the same thing. So we had 4, let's rewrite it here, 4 times 3 minus 2 times 3. So 4 times 3 is 12, minus 2 times 3 is 6, 12 minus 6 is still 6. So we ended up with the same, answer, right? 6 and 6. So what we're doing is we are doing the same thing here with these problems. We're doing the opposite of the distributive property. So what we're doing is we're taking any factors that are the same in both of the terms and pulling them to the front. So if we take a look at this first question, number 1, we have an x minus 3 here, and we also have an x minus 3 here. So what we want to think about is okay, if I take that and I pull it to the front in both of these terms, it's no longer going to be here, it's no longer going to be here, right? It's going to be in the front, so x minus 3, we are pulling it to the front, and then on the inside, we have whatever's left over. So we have this 10, and we have this minus x. From there, that's going to be equal to 0 still, right? And then we want to just break it down into our two factors. Again, this is now using the zero product property. What the zero product property says is if we have some number, x minus 3, times another number, 10 minus x, and their product is equal to 0, we know that one of these two factors has to be equal to 0. So we're going to have two different options. We're either going to have x minus 3 is equal to 0, or we're going to have that 10 minus x is equal to 0. So if we solve for x over here, we're going to have x is equal to 3, or over here, we're going to have x is equal to 10. So that would be our first answer. And again, in here, I want you to just leave them as two numbers, small number, comma, big number. So here our answer would be 3, comma, 10. That's what you would plug into the Google form. So let's go ahead, let's look at the second one. I just want to get it started for you guys. So here, let's think about what do we have in common. We have this x minus 4 and this x minus 4. That gets pulled to the front. I'm sorry, x plus 4. X plus 4, x plus 4. We no longer have that, right? What are we left with? We have this negative, which is just a -1, right? We don't see it, so we assume it's a 1. And then we have this plus x still. So we bring that down. And that is going to be equal to 0. I know it's kind of tricky. I hope this video helped out a little bit, though. You would still need to solve this. I'm not going to do it all for you. I want you guys to actually get some practice in. If you have more questions, though, please come to office hours tomorrow. I am more than happy to help you guys with it. We can definitely go over this again during office hours. But again, I hope this helps.